All right, all right. Oh. Let's talk about where we're at. Oh. A lot of times it's hard to see where we're at, myself included. You know, you're in the middle of a situation, and maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe you're taking on too much debt, and it's just hard to see where you're at. So I'm not going to talk about my personal problems, and I'm not going to talk about your personal problems. So I'm going to talk about our problem. We have the same problem, you and I, all of us here. And that is biodigital convergence and human augmentation, what they've been doing under the skin for over 20 years. If you've been following along to the conversation, you know that every United States administration from Clinton forward has invested billions and billions and billions of dollars into nanotechnology. This has been done under the guise of national security and safety. And if you look at Healthcare 4.0, it'll probably give an indication of the capabilities that's possible with the technology remotely. So, does anybody trust the government? Does anybody trust that the government has our best interests in mind? Did anyone authorize what they've been doing with our money and what they've been doing to us biologically under the skin? Does anyone think that they're going to get to a certain point with this technology, right, and our biomedical makeup, our biological makeup, our central nervous system? Does anyone think that they're going to get to a certain point with the technology and say, oh, okay, we're good. We're going to stop experimenting, and we found what we wanted to, and okay, we're good. Now we're just going to leave people alone. Does anyone think that's like a likely outcome for all of this? Right. So what's infinitely more likely based on what we've seen so far over the last several decades is that they will not stop until they make people programmable the same as robots. And if you watched either of the last two videos, what did we just look at? The IEC, which sets the guidelines for technology worldwide, started in 1906. And we just looked at how they've hacked DNA, right, with the CRISPR technology. So it's not a question of if they've been doing this. It's a question of what, well, I think first and foremost, people need to understand it and say, no, we don't want this. Because once everyone understands what they've already done, then you can formulate an opinion for yourself, hopefully, if you can still think. Clearly, it's not okay what they've done. And I don't care what the reason they said they did it for. Because they haven't even admitted what they did. We know what they've done because we can read and we can go back to the documents and look at what they've invested in and the companies that have made money and market share and all that bullshit. So we know, but they still haven't come out. I mean, in the medical field and the, education field, they've had lectures and they've talked about the wide-ranging capabilities of these technologies as it relates to people, but they're not telling us the full picture. They're not telling us why they're really doing what they're doing. They're saying it's for our health and safety. And if you believe that, if you believe what they're telling you while they're making money hand over fist and investing our money while they can't tell us exactly where they're spending it, if you still believe what the government's telling you now, I don't know what to tell you. That's I would say that's pretty irresponsible and foolish. So There's more than enough information out there, and it is your responsibility to educate yourself and to find out what's going on. If you care about life on Earth, if you care about the future, because we're already dead, right? I'm 43 years old. Nobody's dying of natural causes anymore, okay? It's just, we're all going to get sick and die. And, you know, the pace at which that happens is probably contingent upon our understanding of the situation. And again, this isn't for us, this is for the future. So if you want our kids and our kids' kids to be total robots and never have a chance to think for themselves, then we should probably all sit down, shut the fuck up, and just let them continue with their scientific research, because they've been doing a good job so far. You know what I'm saying? They're not missing. But if you think that life is beautiful and we are free, and we should be free to have our own thoughts and our own feelings and all that other good stuff that just happens naturally and organically, then now would be a good time for you to educate yourself as far as what they've been doing with quote unquote science and biology for several decades with your money and all those big companies that you've heard about before and all those prestigious colleges. Now would be a good time. Might have been a good time 10 years ago when I was telling you guys about Lockheed Martin and EMF weapons, but this whole experience has taught me a little bit of patience, I guess. And I don't control anything. I don't know anything. I'm just a person just like you, right? Circumstances make us who we are. And we are in the thick of it. All of us. If you think it's not you, think again. All of us together are absolutely in this. Together. All of us.